Comrade Ramaphosa, the President of this land of ours, South Africa, former President Thabo Mbeki, Mrs. Zanele, the Skweyiya family, and the Mazubiko family. The Luthuli Detachment, and all the other detachments whom Zwane interacted with, especially the ordinary people in this country. It began a long time ago in a retreat. My interaction with Zwane. We were together in the Presbyterian school. It was very popular with the teachers, something we did not appreciate. We were not that popular. Fast forward, he left. And I heard he was toy-toying somewhere in the Eastern Cape in the Institution of Learning, Lovedale and Fort Hare. Was chased out, joined us in the middle of building MK in Nyanga West, not Gugulethu. Fast forward again, we were chosen to be the first people to leave Cape Town to do training. They chose Skweyiya, they chose myself, Ngondleka, who died in battle, Ngamlana, also from Maitland, who died in battle, and Chris Hani. Me and Ngondleka, we were not students. We were streetwise in the township. And then we had these 3 students who spoke a lot of English. They talked about dialectical materialism and they say, hey, what's happening here? Why is the leadership mixing us up with these people who obviously are not cut out to be soldiers? It was a decision made. And I looked into these 3 students. They were very tiny. It was not the giant you see in later years. Zwane was very tiny, Chris was very tiny, and Charles Ngamlana was even worse. Fast forward again, the former president took the plane we were going to take in Francistown. They flew with it. And Zwane and the rest of us, we went up that trail. It was a tough trail. But Zwane, when we were arrested in Kasangula, proved himself against this student. Lots of people were turned back, were arrested. But Zwane grabbed the child which was sitting next to in the bus from a local and Wamsingad. The police thought that he was a local because he was mnyama. He escaped being arrested. And I was impressed, but I had escaped before. UNIP helped. Fast forward again. We went into Egypt for training. Of course, Chris was jumping bail and got arrested and he was left behind in Kroonstad. But we still had these 2 students, Zola Skweyiya Actually, he was not Zola Skweyiya, he was Sydney, or Zola others. We were put in Egypt in a very tough training, which is called survival. That's one of the most difficult training you can be put in. You are dropped behind enemy territory, and you're supposed to make your way back to your safe area. We didn't tell Nqose that we were skeptical about them, but I think he knew. But in that training, he proved himself that he can be as tough as any one of us was. In Egypt, we were put in charge with Jack Khatib, or one commander, who used to tell us that niphethwe ndim ndaniphatha nasekhaya. And we proceeded to get to Congo, first camp. One of the things which used to confuse me a bit, when the leadership comes into the camp to sort out questions, problematic questions, you find people like Skweyiya, Dumimas, Msimang. They belong to a communication section called Section 6, very vocal. And before the leadership would address us, their hands were already up. And I asked them, what question have you got? They said, no. Quietly, they have to know that we are here, ready to question them. Congo was not easy. Little did I know that the association of me and Nqose that started in retreat was to take one throughout the training. We train in every place. And he went through. By that time, we were not questioning him. And the three of them, actually, they excelled in everything we could do. Back home, he became a minister. And then this man who always said, "Ndaniphatha ndiniphathe nasekhaya," was not around in the country. And Nqose used to say, hey, I wish that man can come back, ndizomxelela ngokwam ukuba ndikuphethe ngoku Jack. This was not arrogance. Nqose could, when he felt about something, he would tell you as it is, not diplomatic about, but he was a sensitive person. I've been with Nqose throughout 62, all along. He belongs to this detachment I commanded that crossed that river in 1967. There are lots of his comrades right here who have come to say their goodbyes. They would tell you the kind of person this man was, very sensitive, especially to people who have nothing, especially ordinary people. Together with him, I would touch him by phone and say, Nqose, could you help man? Kuyahlutsheka apha ngumngwenya, kuyahlutsheka ngabantu ekuhlaleni. And Nqose would tell me that, you don't need to tell me, I know I am doing 1, 2, 3. This is outside the official duties as a minister he was doing. He was doing it because he knew the people some of them long before he left exile. This was the sensitive side on Zwane, a leader that needed no policy to make him work. Boleta, Noma Zibuka, and the whole family. Lalani ngoxolo. Silahlekelwe lapha. Silahlekelwe. Sometimes some people don't know, and it's very sad when you don't know what you've just lost. This is a leader, this is a soldier, this is a commander. When we crossed into Zimbabwe, into Rhodesia, it's not because he didn't want. The ANC had duty and gave him some duties. He wanted to be there. Lalani ngoxolo thuthukile. Lalani ngoxolo boleta. Akuhlanga lungahlanga. Amandla.